What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Showtime is the place again with King's Critiques, and we're here again for Spy Family. The last episode, we got both a recap and a catch-up with all of our favorite characters so far. Not really much of one for, the lead informant lady, but everyone else, we've got some good screen time. That being said, not really a lot to mention on this one, because not a lot of big things happened other than everyone showing off what they can do. Pretty straightforward, right? So, usual thing for the Patreon side, intro and outro get shown at least once, and we saw at least one of them in the last episode. This might be one of those cases where the outro got turned into the intro between the first and second episode, and if that's the case, we just skip it and move to the outro. As for both sides, I'll remind for what you can on whatever platform you're watching on, hit the like button, subscribe, let the whole video run through, let me get the watch time, because it's highly appreciated for the algorithm and whatnot. And that being said, let's get into it. Uh-oh. The worst thing you hate seeing at a prestigious school. Even more uptight-looking people. Two things. That kid was caught smoking, and then ended up getting knocked out. What the hell did she do to him? Two, her name is 2 letters away from hag, so that says all it has to say. I like how both of them think the same thing once Damien's being an asshole. And honestly, for children, good for them. Okay, listen. I understand that children and younger folk in general say some pretty crazy things, but to put that much pressure on your leader to not get one of those bad marks, or else you're gonna do that, is honestly insane. Granted, I guess if you're gonna do something like that, at least do it before you can get yourselves arrested or something and you'll only get yelled at. But even so, that's probably not a good idea. And doubly so, you also don't want to do it even when you're that young, because you might get other people arrested just for being around. Also, not a good idea. And just to add on to that, I did some pretty crazy shit when I was young too. Probably could have got some people unnecessarily in trouble. Which, yeah, as kids we should probably have thought about that back then, but... Meanwhile, he's just there like, that was not my word. If I go back on it, that's on me. But you guys say it, that's on you. Also, this kid, how the fuck is he like 7 years old? Like, most anime characters being 14, 15, 16, that I get. Because, big, buff, bulky, and ready to kick some ass at like 15, 16 years old. Even without steroids, I could understand that technically being a thing. Looking like that at 7? That's a hell of a growth spurt. And I'm talking as somebody who had a friend who was like probably the height I have been for most of my life at the age of 7. She's using those things as weapons? Crazy. Damn. They've been bolted. Okay, so I can understand why everyone's afraid of her, because she is that teacher from Harry Potter. The one from the, 4th movie? I think it was the 4th movie? Or was it the 5th movie? Regardless. Why do I forget her name? People always, rave about her because she's, the literal worst character of the whole movie as a human being. And that's compared to Voldemort. She is literally just that character. Chewing gum between the hours of 3 and 5 p.m. Expelled! With somebody like that, I think that most teachers, when she leaves for the day, would probably just look at the students and be like, just disregard those bolts. It's fine. She's a bitch. We all hate her. Except for, the 3 students that actually did do something wrong. Look at those 3. If someone like this works in your institution, they should be immediately fired regardless of how good they are. There's many things that teachers and people that work in schools, administrations, colleges, whatever you want to call it, can and can't do. Teaching things that they're not supposed to kids, that's one of those things. The obvious, that's another one of those things. Punishing kids that have done very minor things, that's another one of those things. Now, granted, two of those things are worse than the third, probably, but if the third can get kids that are completely innocent expelled from a school... Remind me of who that bitch is from Harry Potter, by the way, in the comments down below. It was something... Umbridge? I think it's Umbridge. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Umbridge. Because McGonagall's the one that seems like a bitch, but she's actually nice. But I think it was Umbridge that's actually the cunt. Oh no, Damien doesn't have his handkerchief. He's going to get bolted! Meanwhile, while she can't read minds, she... Wait, actually, yeah, duh, she can... How am I mixing up her and the dog's abilities when I literally went over this at the top of the last episode? She can read his mind, so she knows exactly what he's going through. Or maybe she doesn't even care enough to read his mind. Could be that too. Meanwhile, Anya's gonna take one for the team just so she can help him out. Because Anya is a good little girl, unlike him and his two friends who are little shits. To be fair, the A being embroidered in there probably will make both of you look bad. Okay. If that's true, very smart. It's for asshole. Okay, no, hold up. While that's a very dumb reasoning to give her, there are people, rich people, who are ostentatious enough to have letters of their whole name on shit. One for each... Actually, yeah, one for each day of the week, and then just probably one that has nothing on it. Or his last name's initial. Damian, and then whatever his last name is. She forgot her backup. Oh no. She forgot her backup. Well, she thought she had a backup and apparently forgot. Or Bond might have, ganked it out of there at some point trying to get kibble that was in there for whatever reason. And now Damien feels like a little shit. Which he usually is anyway. So how are they gonna get out of this one? Is he gonna admit that she gave her or him hers and take the bolt himself? Or is Anya gonna be stuck with one because of this? And that's his opinion of her. Which, yes, actually. Yes. And he's trying to be a good person about it. And regardless of that, they'll probably both get bolted. Which is not good either. But, yeah, that's just how it goes sometimes. Yeah, how did I figure that was exactly going to be her thought process if Damien says what he's trying to say? His wording now makes her think she's getting cake. It'll be unfortunate when she realizes that is not the case. Speaking of cake, I have a cheesecake in the fridge that I don't think is good anymore. Should probably double check that at some point. Or just toss it outright. So she comes in telling them about her misunderstanding, not about the fact that she got bolted. But he's gonna find out. And matter of factly, he'll probably hear what happened and how, and be like, oh, so she's an asshole. Well, time to plot to get her fired. No, he's just passing out because of the bolt. He knows what that means and that she's one or two away from expulsion, and now he's afraid that the whole operation is in jeopardy. Oops. Oh. It's 7 for expulsion? Honestly, I thought it was, different numbers. Even as a kid, Loid was hardcore. Holy. So his actual name is just censored for everybody still. Which good way to run the show, I suppose. So, in his little Stand By Me war games playing with children memory, one of those kids is going to end up dead, aren't they? At least. Also to mention real quick, you probably could not allow or see a child to walk down the street with a toy gun nowadays, or else they'll get shot themselves. That's unfortunately the kind of society that we have become. Did I need to say that? No. But also, I do have to mention how sad it is that childhood innocence has been taken away in ways like that. An abusive father who doesn't believe in him. Yeah, that would make sense on why Loid tries to be such a good father now. Because while Anya isn't his actual kid, albeit define actual, it did not come from his stem. Heh. But she is his daughter, so he's just trying to be a better father than his father was. Because he did study, he did get into a form of the army, the military, but not in quite the same way that he was projecting as a child. And his father called him weak. Well, look at me now, motherfucker. Even as a kid, he was good at lying. Wants to buy a new toy gun, or at least the parts to make one. So he's going to mention that he wants a reference book. Lying to your parents is not alright. Lying to your children is not alright. However, if you're doing it for a good reason, it's not so bad. Saying that you want study materials and buying toys, that's fine as a kid, especially a single-digit child. Though being a teenager and lying that you want study materials just to buy, drugs or makeup, that's not okay. Learn the difference. Is he really going to admit that he was lying right before the man walks out of the door? Because that is pretty weak. Ooh, that's an impressive toy gun. That's the toy gun that'll definitely get you shot nowadays. See, he feels bad about lying to his father. When these are the kind of times I question why. Like, your father's an asshole. Your father doesn't want you to have fun. Your father doesn't want you even, have a trace of worry about there being war because there's peace. And granted, peace is good, peace is great, but you never want to rule out that possibility regardless of where you live in the world. Especially, as time goes on, regrettably. So, having fun is good as a kid. It is. Playing pretend in whatever way you want is good. Preparing for the job you want in the future is good. But feeling bad about lying to your prick of a father, that's no good. I've lied to people, and usually when I lie to people, they're assholes. I'm not the biggest liar on the planet, but when I do, it's because people don't deserve the truth. Forgot your helmet, Loid. War has happened. Yep. Oh, yeah, that's even worse that it hit the location that his friends were in. Yeah. I mean, granted, it's one of those, turns of fate. I thought only one of them was gonna die, honestly, not all of them. So, it seems like we're gonna have a couple episodes worth of, Loid's progression from childhood to adulthood. And the unfortunate part is I was more than correct on his friends ending up dead. But it wasn't just one of them that suffered that fate, it was all of them. Because war were to happen, to quote the one Futurama episode. Yeah. I'm not going to talk about the obvious part about that being more of a threat now to a majority of the world than it has been over the last, say, 40 years since he was a kid, where war did happen, just not as much. But it does continue to grow with worry that could happen at literally any point in the world, some more than others, depending on the era that you live in. So we all are just here crossing our fingers that we don't suffer the same fate as Loid. But guess we understand why he does what he does and how he got as good as he did. Because he did regret lying to his father that one time. And, well, at least his father was away, so at least he's safe. Or at least at the time assumed to be. But what of his mother? His friends already guaranteed dead. And we have a very confused Loid, who could have been dead as well. But at least he spent the money on a helmet and a toy gun. So the helmet protected him from stray debris ending his life. Otherwise, we wouldn't quite have the story we do. But we get to see another 2 or 3 episodes of the backstory, probably. Let me know your thoughts on how exactly it all boils down in the comment section, since this is at least the most consistent plot relevant thing we have other than the main plot. So let me know in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts on, well, anything to do with the show, the content, the episode, all that stuff as usual. Any other shows, movies, etc. I should check out this season, next season, or in general. Please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the other channels in the description, ring bells like Facebook, follow, Twitter, Blue Sky, TikTok, Patreon, and all that. Oh, Twitch, yeah, Twitch is the place, TikTok's the place. Did I mention TikTok? I don't know. This is here 90% of the time, but other times, as you know, man, it varies. That all being said, however, it's been the Blazer King with King's Critiques. Ta-ta for now. Peace.